Hello to all my wonderful and beautiful and wonderful patrons and the people who waited a whole year to see whatever the hell's going on in this one. And whatever the hell's going on in this one, sorry, just making sure my mic was on. Whatever the hell's going on in this one is I have to say Candyman in a mirror 5 times. That's it. That's the whole gimmick. This should be the easiest episode of the show ever made. So, yeah, I don't even have enough to say about the gimmick to fill the full intro minute that I like to do for these videos. So, I already pre-did the thumbnail because I wanted to make sure I got the framing just right. But, here's our handy mirror. So, when it comes time to do that whole thing, I'll do that whole thing. I will tell you I did not pre-test what happens when you say Candyman in a mirror 5 times. But I'm pretty sure nothing, and then you just move on with your podcast. So, again, really surprised this one won. Anyway, let's get this show on the road. Warning, do not try this at home. That got them all real excited. Maybe, I don't know. I kind of don't know what my fans are into. I kind of don't know why I have fans, but I'm being quiet here because this is where the theme song goes. Check it out, dark mode. Yeah, lighting's not so bad. Still screwed when it's Wikipedia time, but dark mode for now. You're listening to Fix My Carcast, hosted by Bear Claw Billy, and this is episode 93. Comedian and musician Keith Hebert is figuring out what blood is for if it's not for shedding. But first, housekeeping. This is the show where you pick what I say and how I say it. Pick a topic or prompt by donating to the GoFundMe and vote on the gimmick by joining my Patreon for just $1 a month. Join at the $5 or higher level and also get bonus episodes and behind-the-scenes footage. Links are in the description. Also down there, merch. Get yourself some merch. Get some sweet merch for the sweet. No new donors this week. The total raised for paying off my car repair debt is still holding at $1,541. Also, when we get to $2,000, we unlock an automatic show gimmick, which is I will watch all the Fast and Furious movies back to back and then record my podcast at the end. Fun fact, did you know that this whole podcast disappears when we get $3,000? Don't get too hooked. Hey, do you like the theme song? No? Well, if you make a donation of $50 or more, in addition to picking an episode topic, you get to change one thing about the theme song forever, unless somebody else changes it back. Want me to add the sound of bees buzzing? I'll do it. $50. By the way, I had a mother contact me to say that her baby stopped crying when the Fix My Carcast theme song came on, and he seems to love it. I am overjoyed at this news, and I'll inform Catholic at once that the lake child has been found. We have a new patron this week. Thank you, Danielle, for becoming a Bear Claw bystander. I hope you enjoy all the Patreon perks that come with being such a dedicated fan. Also, congratulations to Joel for winning the Platinum Nutmeg Award. To recap, that's Joel with the Platinum Nutmeg Award, Matt with the Gold Nutmeg Award, Terpsichore with the Silver Nutmeg Award, and Joel again with the Bronze Nutmeg Award. Though, who knows how many more Nutmeg Awards there could be out there? What the hell am I talking about? Join the Patreon and find out. Now it's time for a topic suggestion. I'll suggest topics I think I could easily talk about for a whole episode, though admittedly, I think the show is more fun when it's something I'm completely clueless about. So, something I could talk about is the gift I got for 2 of my friends last Christmas that I still haven't found the time to give to both of them while they're in the same room. I don't know if they regularly listen to the show, but what a way to spill the beans! Want to know more? Donate today. And now, a friendly reminder that I have a spooky new album out. It's called Cult Horror Original Motion Picture Soundtrack, and it is both a love letter to horror movie scores and a concept album as a soundtrack to a film that doesn't exist. So please go check it out, leave a review, tell your friends, etc., etc. Check the links in the description and enjoy the album that made one friend say, "I really only listen to classical music on YouTube." checking in on the best city in the world, based on which city listened to the last episode the most. And we've got us another singles night tie. Ties are broken by whichever city listened to the most episodes, and our big winner is Cumberland Fourside, Maine. Congratulations, Cumberland Fourside, Maine. I think that's a typo. Let it be known that your Museum of Contemporary Art, Dearborn Street Bridge, and Cabrini Green are the best in the world for 7 days. Last episode, I talked about the play Dark of the Moon while doing it like a crocodile hunter episode. You can see video of the entire episode, including my goofy outfit and a little more of the bat piss story. It gets even weirder, folks, over on Patreon. Also, head over to Patreon for a bonus episode where I talk about other people things. Okay. Let's talk next week's gimmick poll. These are your choices for next week's episode gimmick. They are: incorporate 20 horror movie titles, do a Cenobite voice, do a tarot card reading, and eat a bowl of Count Chocula, which maybe sounds like a too easy one, but I will throw out there, I've never tried Count Chocula, so this will be a first for me. Let's recap. Number 1, incorporate 20 horror movie titles. Number 2, do a Cenobite voice. Number 3, do a tarot card reading. And number 4, eat a bowl of Count Chocula for the very first time. There are no returning gimmicks this time, but there will be soon. Excuse me, we don't go back, we don't edit. Remember that any gimmick that gets just a single vote is eligible for a second chance in 6 weeks. Be sure to vote over on Patreon. The poll closes Thursday, October 19th at noon Eastern America time. All right, time for today's gimmick, which is say Candyman in a mirror 5 times. Of course, gimmicks don't start until housekeeping is out of the way in case any of them prevent me from sharing vital information. But now, we are entering the gimmick zone. From this point on, gimmicks are active and everything is improvised. There's no sponsored topic for today's episode, so I'll take inspiration from a randomized Wikipedia page, which is... oh boy. Okay, it's a long one, so that's good. It is the 881 Naval Air Squadron. Maybe that's pronounced the 881st Naval Air Squadron, but that, my friends, is what we're talking about today, because nobody sponsored a topic. Okay, so before I get to the topic, this is just such an interesting episode because the gimmick is just saying 5 words. Like, that's weird, right? There were, this poll, there were a lot of Halloween-y ones, and I don't remember what the old ones were. I probably should have been smart enough to bring it up on the screen. Yeah, I'll do that right now. I'm really baffled that say Candyman in a mirror 5 times won. It was up against incorporate 20 Stephen King book titles, do a Frankenstein voice, and do it like a sermon. And yeah, y'all picked the one that is super easy for me. So I guess you are just hungry for no gimmick, I guess. But I suppose I should get to it. I have a mirror here. If you're watching the video version, you can see that it's fairly large. And hopefully neither of my roommates are trying to shave right now. I did just swipe this from the bathroom. So yeah, I guess I'll just get to saying the thing and then on we go. Gosh, I mean, the audio-only version, this must be incredibly boring, but yeah, I guess here we go. I suppose before I should start, so there's like a legend. It's from the movie... I'm covering the mirror before I say it. Candyman. Yeah, there's just this legend that if you look into the mirror and you say that 5 times, then a guy in a really baller coat with a hook hand will come get you. And so I want to assure everybody, this is the gimmick. Once I do it, It's just a regular episode. I'm not gonna have a friend like dressed like the character and have him pop out and kill me. I didn't. I mean, I've had Stephen King on the show, so no, I did not get Clive Barker to be a guest. Like, I've never so been like, don't get excited for this one. Nothing's gonna happen. But like, yeah, I didn't get Tony Todd to film a cameo. Like, I don't have that kind of money. That's why I have this podcast. I can't blow that kind of money. So anyway, not to overhype the nothing that's about to happen, but here we go. I've got the mirror, and now I'm ready to say it. So before we talk about the 881 Naval Air Squadron, let's get to this very important part of the challenge that I must do. Ready, everybody? So boring. Candyman, 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 Candyman. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Are you waiting for me to tilt the mirror slightly? And then a friend of mine is going to be dressed as Candyman? First of all, none of my friends could be quiet this long. Ah! There's nothing. There's nothing. It's just the rest of my room. Look, it's a mermaid tapestry. Wow. That's the whole gimmick. That's done. So let's talk about the 881 Naval Air Squadron. What do you want to know about them? Well, if you didn't know, here we go. They're a squadron of the British Royal Navy's Fleet Air Arm, formed in June 1941. It served as a fighter squadron in the Second World War, taking part in the British invasion of Madagascar in 1942, in the Allied invasions of northern France and southern France in 1944, also taking part in operations in the Aegean Sea and off Norway before disbanding in October 1945. Now, I do not know much about military history. Like, I like to think of myself as, more of a confectionist and, perfectionist is what I meant to say. So, I like to do my research. I like to do my homework, and I don't really know a lot about the military. So, this isn't a very good, sweet little topic for me to talk about today, because I don't really know much about naval history. Truly, like anything I know about naval history, I learned from movies. So Top Gun, and I don't know, whatever my roommates are watching. They're always watching World War II movies. Should we just talk about how much my roommates are always watching World War II movies? I think at this point it's become code for Billy's not here tonight. But whenever I walk in, they are always watching somebody sandbagging something, or, You Magnificent Bastard, I read your book. Okay, actually, I really love Patton. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Who are some prominent players who can take a sunrise, sprinkle it with dew? Let's see. Man, there's a lot here, and I gotta be honest, gang, I don't even like talking about war because I'm just so out of my element. I just. This is going to be a tough one, folks. Like, there's not even a gimmick to get me through. I don't even, have anything to riff off of. I'm sorry if I'm bringing you the worst episode of this show. I really did not think that gimmick was going to win. So, yeah, I mean, what do we got here? Some people have complained that, some episodes are just someone reading Wikipedia, but I got nothing to play off of. So, I guess I got to put on my improv hat and just really try to make this happen. So, let's see. 9 aircraft in the Royal Navy. Well, that's good. 9 aircraft. Okay. Let's see. Oh, man, this is just an amphibious landing at Majunga. Yeah, so wait, we invaded what? The British invasion. That's the Beatles, right? Yeah. Of Madagascar in 1942. Okay, the squadron was reformed in May 1951 as a carrier-based anti-submarine squadron. I don't know. Boats aren't that interesting to me. I'm more into elevators, oh man. I keep thinking about, like, if you had, like, an elevator that didn't need to be attached to anything, right? And it could just, like, go up right through the roof. You don't even have to worry about the glass ceiling. It's not going to cut us to ribbons. It's just going to fly right up there into the sky as high as a child's imagination, as sweet as candy, as glorious as a road made of licorice whips. Tell me, what do your dreams taste like? When you want to lick something, what do you dream of licking? Now, listen down and pipe up, you. I want to know what your dreams taste like. Tell me all about your dreams. Excuse me, I'm not sure what's happening. I'm supposed to be talking about the Navy. Okay, so the Naval Air Squadron reformed as an anti-sub squadron in the Royal Canadian Navy. It was redesignated VS 881 in 5219. Strike that. Reverse it. 1952, and it was disbanded in 1959. So short-lived. Whenever it's a thing about war, I need to, like, look ahead and figure out, like, where is this going? Does it go to the marshmallow room or the fudge room? Like, what's happening here? What is happening here? I'm sorry. I might stop the episode. I'm kind of having trouble paying attention. I don't know. I just feel like these ideas keep popping through my head like a palace made of chocolate. Like a prince who wants a palace made of chocolate, and what is a vermicious canid? I'm sorry, I'm really I'm having trouble focusing. I'm really sorry. I'm not sure what's going on here. I need to center myself. All right, my name is Billy. My name is Billy. I'm here. I'm doing the podcast. That's right. My name is Billy Bonka. All right. So, let's get back to this, shall we? All right. Well, candy is dandy, but the Naval Air Squadron is quicker. Let's see. The rest of Madagascar. Oh, folks, I simply don't want to speak of this. Oh, I mean, why build planes when you could make fizzy lifting drinks? That's right. Try one of Billy Bonka's famed fizzy lifting drinks. But don't forget to burp. Oh no, you're full of whimsy and you have to let it out. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. I think I need to stop the show. I don't know what's happening. Yes. Imagine if a lollipop could see your thoughts, and when you and a friend eat them, you share every wondrous thing in your head. Yes, please, try my new Hypno Pops. You've got to give them a taste. They're delicious. They'll help you know what the enemy is thinking. Mail them to your enemies and bring them down the Bonka way. Why, yes, it can be done. What other delicious confections do I have? What about a cupcake that sings? That's right, a cupcake that sings. With a whimsical name like Turn It Up Cake. Yes, you too need to get the cupcake that sings with delicious icing. It's so wonderful. You've got to try all the delicious treats that Billy Bonka has in store. Yes, step into my factory. Please take a piece of candy from Billy Bonka. You know it's going to make you feel good. And look at this gum that chews you. Why, it's so magical! Can you imagine? You hold it in your hand and it gives you tiny little love bites. Oh, I'm a confectionery genius, and I've got a raging confection right now. That's right, you've got to try Nerds Rope. Wait, that's a thing? No, sorry, copyright, never mind that. But I do like to tie nerds up with rope, so that's certainly something. Down at Billy Bonka's factory. Yes, you've got to come down and see what we're up to at Billy Bonka's factory. What delightful things will I put in your mouth? What will make you say, you've heard of lickable wallpaper? Well, we've got dickable wallpaper. That's right, 18 plus only. Come on down and get it. It's basically just a hole in the wall where you get to see it all. Come on down to Billy Bonka's, where everything is wonderful and filled filled to the brim, spilling over with whimsy. We've got white chocolate, we've got purple chocolate, we've got invisible chocolate. That's right, this might actually be from a book, so let me just kind of sidestep a little bit. When you eat it, someone else turns invisible, but you don't know who. That's right, it's called Disabar. When you eat it, someone disappears. And when I say invisible, I mean the most invisible a person can be. They're completely, physically gone. Yes, I'm Billy Bonka, and all of my ideas for candy are the very best. And you've got to eat my candy. If you don't eat my candy, you're missing out. Please, come buy something. What have I got? You've heard of wax lips? Well, these are wax buttocks. Yes, try them on. You'll be the envy of everyone at your slumber party. You've got to try Billy Bonka's wax buttocks. Yes. And what else do we have? Oh, it doesn't end there, folks. You've heard of Werther's Originals? Well, what if they made you bleed? Folks, I dreamed I was in a tunnel. And there were flashing lights everywhere. Horrifying images, so inappropriate for children. I've never seen anything wilder. Why, the depths of the depravity. It was positively Chalamet. I think I have to stop the show. I'm not sure what's happening. Where did this hat come from? What? I heard whistling and repeated references to Ogden Nash without any proper credit. Get this foul hat away from me. What has happened? Did the ritual? I've heard legends. They're obscure, but did the ritual turn me into a werewonka? Once, when I was very young, I was at a campfire, and a friend told me the legend of the werewonka. Nobody knew where they came from, but all I know is that over time, the madness gets greater and greater until all of their whimsical ideas for candy eventually kill people. Oh, folks, I'm so sorry. I've got to end the show. I'm having all these thoughts of killing children in the most wishmastery ways. Not to jump franchises, but I just have this craving for children to get their comeuppance with sweets. What's wrong with me? I'm sorry. I can't do the show. I have to end it now. As always, we are the dreamers of the nightmares. Save yourself!